September 1st, 2022. My beard keeps changing because I keep making mistakes. I gotta wear glasses to compensate as well for my eyes, but also for the mirrors that are really hard to see with in the campground here. So September 1st, I already posted an interview with David a few days ago for Master of Science in Ecocentric Worldview. And it's all right. I mean, I wanted to focus about talking about the norm and their worldviews, or their lack of a sentient and sapient one, causing the Anthropocene. And it was going there, you know, putting all the pieces together, which would fit under this Master of Science and Ecocentric Worldview topic, that the norm since the beginning of our species' origin has been, you know, the real villains instead of individuals that we want to write in history are the villains, when it's more the common folks facilitating, allowing themselves to be domesticated, to be programmed with wrong worldviews and therefore controlled, and also you know, crossing the street looking the other way when, you know, a creature that calls itself superior or intelligent would say nope to those minorities who want to go a little too far, you know, like Tragedy of the Commons. Oh, I want a little bit more than this stable system we've had for so long. And then somebody else wants it, and somebody else. Oh, these are pretty young, new ones. Pretty busy in the morning, these guys. So coming back to the topic of HSD, because people might think, oh, Martin's camping, he's living the good life. Yeah, no, I'm not camping, I'm surviving. Still in fear using the toilet in my motorhome. Multiple exhaust leaks, radiator leak, which is not too bad in the summer because I've been refilling a lot of water, and that's good in the summer, but in the winter it would freeze the engine, right? So, and it's September 1st, so, and I'm not on Vancouver Island where it's warmer, although there might be an extreme on Vancouver Island where it gets really cold again. So yeah, I don't have like guests come over and family and we sing and there's balloons and the kids are playing and there's stories and laughter and all the different foods I'd like to eat. That's not my life when I'm in a campground. I'm here because it's free for 2 weeks. I heard of somebody getting an extra day there. Couldn't give me a straight answer about those rules, but so yeah. And when I traveled outside of Canada, it was for 3 reasons, folks. Remember, looking for the elusive Homo sapien, looking for love, hopefully with that elusive Homo sapien, except that it's with the Homo communia. I would still take it because love is important for me. And the third thing is collecting data for my theory on HSD, which is a grand unification theory, folks, that explains now what's coming and your origins. And the fact that nobody wants to talk about this, and yet you'd love to go into space and have these space cities or live on other planets. You know HSD is here, and you'd take it with you and screw up everywhere else as well, right? You know, the grass is green on the other side. It's not in another country, and it's not off planet. It's really here. You got to work. So the fact that you don't want to talk about this, like that you're a species that not only doesn't want to learn from what makes people that live solution-focused lifestyles like me, that don't want more and get into all these patterns and that are destructive for the biosphere, and how I can be strong being alone doing this. You don't ask this. So you definitely don't want to ask about your weaknesses either. You just want to keep having kids and train them to have these weaknesses. They get worse and worse. And you want to blame vaccines for your dysfunctional minds. It's pretty ridiculous. So I'm going to try and do another vlog when I'm not trying to problem solve so many things at once like I've been doing this week and still not finished. So I'm going to do another one that hopefully will be somebody to interview, a guest speaker, or if not, to review some of the old documents that my university, the old articles that became very much quoted by famous people that they should know about, and that some of them we talked about in the earlier classes of the master's degree, and say, why did we talk about this, and yet PhD professors today are acting in opposite, and again, HSD explains it. And another topic I'd want to do is one that Irina and Glenn and I never was able to collaborate on at the levels of quality that I wanted. And so I would do a vlog specifically on the type of intelligence that allows us to live in more harmony with the natural world. So again, in another vlog I said, guys, teaching minimalism to your kids is important. And I know you don't want them, like, you believe hardships are coming, but somehow your kids will be the exception of living through them. It's pretty much nonsense. And yet you don't want to teach them the skills to be able to be more self-sufficient, to collaborate, to create win-win scenarios, to provide more for themselves without being dependent on a system like you guys are. If a boat is blocking a canal somewhere, your whole world turns upside down, and it's like half a world away. So if you don't realize how failed you are as a proto-society or as a species with these things, it's sad. You know, your kid should be removed, except there's nobody that's better than you in the 99.91 people that I meet percent that would do a better job most of the time. So it's up to you. I mean, how much you care about your kids and how much you want to teach them things to prepare to live with less. Now, living with less is stuff. Living with less stuff or less dependence or less magical money. It doesn't exist. But that doesn't mean living with less of what provides for their biological needs, and also not less in happiness. Because if you teach them life skills, for example, and you teach them this independence of being self-sufficient, instead of going to a store for stuff and 90% of what they buy they don't really need, then yes, you are failing as parents.